Violence and terror are often subjects of human fascination. Although we often associate beauty with goodness, the essence of classical art lies within the horrifying. From paintings, like The Raft of Medusa, to literature, like the Iliad, popular works centered around the macabre stand against time as a result of their dark subject matters. One such case is Ovid's Metamorphoses, a compilation of Roman and Greek myths. However, the transformations that occur here are not of the natural kind, such as a caterpillar into a butterfly. Instead, his metamorphoses are unnatural and violent, yet they continue to captivate audiences many centuries later. One such case is the myth of a talented seamstress named Arachne and her deadly encounter with the Roman goddess Minerva. The story takes place in the ancient kingdom of Ionia, otherwise known as Lydia, but the time at which it occurs is unknown. Within the first 30 lines of this myth, Ovid introduces his two main and only characters: Arachne, a poor and wretched seamstress with an unparalleled craft at the loom, and Minerva, the Roman blend of the Etruscan Minerva, a patron of the arts, and the Greek Pallas Athena, a cold and intelligent strategist renowned for her chastity. As the story goes, despite her sullen circumstances, Arachne quickly grew famous throughout Lydia for her tapestries. Many would come not only to view the final product, but also to, quote-unquote, enjoy the sight of her making it. But Arachne was ridden with mortal pride. According to Ovid, she, quote-unquote, denied Minerva was her teacher and took offense when art was called divine. After failing to coerce Arachne into begging for forgiveness via a well-crafted disguise, Minerva, as herself, challenges the seamstress to a weaving competition. Conjuring up her own loom, Minerva fabricates a tapestry of the divine, emphasizing their otherworldly powers and grandeur. In each corner of the goddess's creation, she included famous examples of divine punishment for mortal defiance, further demonstrating the supreme glory of the gods. By contrast, Arachne's tapestry painted the gods through a much more human lens. She wove stories of the gods abusing their powers and ruining mortal lives. One such example being Zeus's abduction and rape of Europa. Upon seeing Arachne's exceptional tapestry and being unable to drop any critiques towards it, Minerva grew enraged, destroying the seamstress's work and slashing her face with wood. When Arachne, unwilling to bow her head to a goddess, goes to hang herself, Minerva stopped her suicide, transforming her into a spider, quote-unquote, the tenuous weaver of an ancient craft. The myth of Arachne and Minerva, an origin story of the spiders, which make up the Arachnida class of the arthropods, is a classical example of ancient hubris. The seamstress refused to acknowledge her weaving ability as a gift bestowed upon her by the divine. She also arrogantly challenged the powers of Minerva, believing that she could outcraft the Almighty. Furthermore, Arachne's tapestry itself was another prime example of hubris, purposefully insulting the divine through her work. Even more so, the deliberate depiction of the sexual activities of the immortals was a direct affront to Minerva, the protector of virginity and female chastity. In sum, Arachne's tale cautions the ancients against excessive pride and arrogance, citing these attributes as the downfall to all mortal beings. Finally, the ending of this myth is a bit ambiguous. It certainly can be agreed that Arachne's transformation as, quote-unquote, her eyes, ears, and nose fell off, her head diminished, as all else was belly, was horrifying. However, it is unclear if Ovid intends for her metamorphosis to be a blessing or a curse. Has Minerva gifted Arachne to forever continue her craft, passing it down to her offspring? Or is Arachne's transformation meant to serve as a gruesome reminder that her insignificant weaving will always dwarf in comparison to those of higher power, never amounting to any real truth or beauty?